Our plan for camping last night was to camp on public lands along Highway 9 here in New Mexico. And we kept riding and riding, and all we saw are fences next to the highway, even though supposedly there was BLM land that we could camp on. But finally we saw this pile of gravel right off the highway here. There is still a fence, but there's a pretty wide median. So we just pitched our tent behind the pile of gravel out of sight of most of the traffic and spent the night there. Had a peaceful night, and we're all packed up and ready to keep on heading. Today is going to be another long day, although in miles not as long as yesterday, a couple miles shorter, so we don't see any reason why we can't do it. We're heading for where we cached water the other day, so we're expecting to find our 3 jugs of water up there. We're going to stop in Animas, New Mexico for some groceries and to top off our water, and then head on down County Road number 1 to the south.
So today is the morning of the fourth day. Yesterday was a really long day. We pretty much rode our bikes from 7:30ish, 7:45 to pushing 7 o'clock our time, all day with really just 2 breaks. I think it was 48 miles with a lot of climb. We had that big 2,500 foot, well, it was over 2,500 foot climb, but then we had more climb after that going out of rodeo. Today's going to be another long day. Here, I'll turn it so you can see who's talking. So today's going to be another long day. It's going to be 44 or 45 miles, and we don't have as long of a steep climb, but we pretty much have an up all day. One thing that helped out yesterday is that we had some down, and even though it was rocky and kind of slow for down, it was still down. Today we really don't have any down to speak of. It's going to be more of just kind of a slog all the way up to another, just below another pass. So anyway, it's going good so far. I'm just kind of tired, but okay.
We've cycled 6 miles down the road and arrived in Animas. We're at the Valley Mercantile. This is where we're gonna get whatever supplies we feel we need. We're headed south out of Animas, New Mexico. We have 20 miles of paved road, and then it turns to dirt or gravel.
That's what it says anyway.
Well, the road sign is probably correct. And those are the mountains that we came out of, and the mountains that we'll be crossing again. Right here it's just flat countryside, flat farmland. We're continuing down County Road 1. I think both of us are feeling yesterday. We're not feeling super energetic, so we're just kind of grinding it out.
Well, on this road is slightly up, so it's just a gradual slog. It's not steep, but it's, tiring, and it's straight pretty much and kind of boring.
Yeah.
And long. Very long.
We're glad we have 20 miles of pavement.
Yes,
but
we are.
But it's still kind of a drag. We're taking a short break here at milepost 10 on this road.
We were on 20 miles of paved, hardly any cars, very nice. And then we went on to this pavement, which is got more potholes and stuff, but it's still pavement. But it's gonna run out pretty soon. I think it's gonna run out before we get to the Geronimo Trail, which is all dirt. But in about, I don't know, 5 more miles or so, we'll turn off onto the Geronimo Trail, which is the dirt road, and it takes us through the mountains. And we're camping about 2 miles below the pass. Then tomorrow we'll have about 40 miles or so to get into Douglas.
It looks like the pavement has finally ended on this County Road 001, ended back there. Now, back in Animas, it said 20 miles county maintained and then pavement ends. But the pavement actually went on for another 4 miles. But it's not being maintained. There are a lot of potholes and things. But still, it was very welcome for riding on. But it looks like it's over now. Back to sand and dirt, gravel.
Road's been a little rougher the last 4 miles. But we're getting close to the Geronimo Trail, which, you know, that's probably going to be rough too. But it does mean we're that much closer to camp.
We've reached the Geronimo Trail, the western end of it. This is it. This is the road we've been on. It says there, Douglas, which is our goal for tomorrow night. No mileage, just this way.
So we've just started off on the west side of the Geronimo Trail. This is the trail that will lead us into Douglas. We're going to stop just short of the pass by about 2 miles. We've stashed our water 8 miles from here, but we found a good campsite 2 miles further on. So we have 10 miles until the camp spot. And then there's another 2 miles to get to the pass. We'll do that in the morning. And then from the pass, it's 38 miles into Douglas. So the road's not too bad right now. And it could be quite pleasant, but we are fighting a wind. So I feel like I can't get my speed up because I'm fighting this wind. But the wind keeps cool. It was getting kind of warm, especially at lunch. And when we stopped, Brian had to do a little repair on his bike rack, and it was hot. So the wind is good and then it keeps us cool. It's just that it's coming right at us. Here's where we're going.
Taking a break on the Geronimo Trail. We're gonna make it. Came upon some horses just grazing by the side of the road. Not paying too much attention to us. That guy back there is kind of wondering what I'm doing. We've been working hard to see this sign. The last time we were here, we were in our truck stashing water. And we've made it. We could camp here, but the other place was so nice. We have to decide if we want to haul 24 extra pounds of water. Now I'm seeing the tree I want, and I see our stash. 3 gallons of water.
We made it. Let's see, we've gone about 43 miles, and we have about 2 miles more to get to camp. We stashed our water here though, and I wish we had stashed it 2 miles up, but we didn't know we were going to camp at that other place. I guess we thought we might camp here, although the other place is way better. And so now we're going to have to carry a bunch of water 2 miles up. Not real good planning. Here's where we stashed it. It's still there. We stashed it behind those dead branches. We have arrived. Another long day, 45 miles, and we're at camp. Yay!
Did you get your foot wet?
Yeah, I just got my foot wet.
We had a quiet night here at this very nice campsite, and all packed up, ready to hit the trail. 7:51 Arizona time. We're not dealing in New Mexico time, so. And we're getting into Douglas today and a motel, so that'll be nice. The mornings are always cold, so we put on our long pants and our puffies and everything. But it doesn't take long for it to warm up, so we're delayering. Later on we'll be hot. It's supposed to be kind of a heat wave coming in starting tomorrow. At least that was the last weather report we got. In the 90s. Just beautiful morning out here though. Birds twittering, sun shining, quiet, except for the jet fighters going over the head, overhead.
Ooh, yay! We're at the top of the pass. I don't know what this pass is called, but we're there. Yay! Now that's behind us, and we go down. The top part of the down is pretty rocky, so it'll be slow, but hopefully it'll speed up as we get further down. Yay! What do you have to say? All right, 38 more miles. That's where we're going. Douglas, we have a hotel waiting for us. A nice hotel with a good breakfast in the morning and a shower. Yay!
This is the historical marker number 7, U.S. Mormon Battalion Trail, History of Trek Through Mountains. On November 28, 1846, the Mormon Battalion of the U.S. Army West crossed these mountains near this summit en route to California during the Mexican War. Colonel Cook had dispatched scouts ahead to something or other to find the route, I guess, the best route. And Indian guide Charbonneau, while scouting ahead, was attacked by 3 grizzly bears. He killed one bear, which provided meat for the troops. Wow, grizzly bears, way down here. Lieutenant Stoneman, with 21 men, could not find a suitable route down the mountain. They began cutting a road, but the task was too laborious and the progress slow. Colonel Cook then ordered the wagons unloaded and the supplies packed on horses and mules for transport down the mountain. The wagons were lowered down the 40% grade by ropes. One wagon was destroyed when the ropes broke and the wagon crashed to the canyon bottom. Henry Bigler wrote, no other man but Cook would attempt to cross wagons at such a place. Cook had the spirit of Bonaparte. Dedicated to the soldiers of the U.S. Mormon Battalion. Scout troop. I'm not seeing a date when this thing was put up, but some of the letters are missing, so it's been here a while. Oh wait, November 1st, 1986. So it's been here for 40 years.
So we drove up this, and some of this was pretty rougher than where we are right now. And with this drop off, so I'm super slow on stuff like this. But if you can see in the camera how pretty it is out there. Beautiful. It's funny, I'll go faster on downhill pavement than Brian, but he'll go faster on this rougher down stuff than I am. I do. He still considers himself slow on this kind of stuff, but I'm even slower. Well, about, 4 years ago now, I had a mountain biking accident where I hit a big rock that was sticking up with the side of my tire. I didn't quite miss it. And it threw me to the side and down a hill, and I actually did a 360 over my head, and I had a lot of neck problems until about 2 years ago. My neck finally started getting into control. I saw lots of chiropractors and things, tried lots of different things. Anyway, so I have that injury, that fall, that makes me, I think, a little slower on this kind of stuff. When I see these bigger rocks sticking up, I'm always afraid I'm not going to quite miss it, and it's going to flip me over again. Oh, even the down isn't all down. Here's the Arizona New Mexico boundary marker. We didn't see it before when we drove up. Brian's standing in New Mexico, and I'm standing in Arizona.
I stopped to take a picture of these cliffs that we're riding by, and then I noticed there's 3 crosses over here, just off to the side of the road. Otilio Juarez Perez, 52 to 79, I guess, or maybe 52 was his age, and 7905. I don't know. And then we've got Carmelo Cruz Marcos, 1922. I'm assuming that's his birth year. Okay, yeah, those could be birth years. And then Ulises Molina Perez, 46, born in 1924. These crosses look like they're well taken care of.
Look at this. This is where we're getting to ride. Isn't that amazing? It's just so pretty. I haven't seen anyone back here. It's so quiet. Love it. We're about to come to an old ranch up here. Pretty interesting and sad to see it abandoned. Maybe they still use it at times when they're gathering up cattle, I'm not sure. something, so I thought I need to.
Linda just realized she lost
That's
one
the
of her
one that's
water
looser.
bottles. She lost that bottle, same bottle yesterday too, but I was behind her, so I picked it up. But today I wasn't behind her.
I've put a 1.5 liter bottle in there. It's fatter, and so it's stretched that thing out. So even with the Velcro, it's just a little loose, and we've been very bumpy.
Anyway, this is, we don't know anything about the history of this place. It's a very nice looking farmhouse, ranch house, whatever, made out of stone. But no one seems to be living here. Don't know if they come and use it periodically, if it's just completely abandoned. We got some kind of a hum going on here over by the former windmill. There's a solar panel there, so I'm not sure what that's all about. And then over here, there's a barn with a paddock type thing in front of it. But seems too bad that such a nice house going to waste. If it is going to waste, we don't really know. We saw this family cemetery when we drove up to Cache Water, and we were going to stop on our ride, but neither one of us really wants to add the extra distance. It's a few hundred yards back up that way, so I guess we won't.
So I was just impressed because I just noticed the border wall goes right up over that mountain. I hadn't noticed that before when we drove in here, but look at that. Wow. I guess it makes sense it has to go over some mountains. We just, we've been passing a lot of border patrol in trucks and SUVs and pulling horses, so they're taking horses. But anyway, we just passed another couple and stopped to say thank you to them for what they were doing, because we realized that if it had been the way it was here, if it still was the way it was, you know, sorry to say, but back when Biden was president, we wouldn't have felt safe doing this ride at all. We couldn't have done it. And we thought twice about it, but since we've been here, we felt quite safe with all these border patrol people. So I just wanted to stop and say thank you to them for what they're doing. They're making it safer, and I appreciate that.
Here's the border wall. Those mountains over there in Mexico. When we were caching water, we drove out this road, and from this point back to Douglas there were a lot of trucks. I hope they're not running back and forth today. We haven't seen any so far, but someone told us that they were probably working on the wall. It had been kind of incomplete in this sector, and so they're working on it more. So good. Glad to see it. Ever since we ate lunch, we've been slogging our way up this hill. Most of it has not been terribly steep, but it's just been constant. So we've been stopping every 5 miles every mile for a break. Congratulate ourselves and then steel ourselves for the next bit. We've had a couple different border patrol stop and ask if we needed water, but we have plenty of water. Next time they ask, I think I'll ask if it's cold.
Well, I thought I might ask, say, well, I've got water, but do you have ice? I could take some ice or some cold water.
Yeah, just some cold water.
Our water's quite warm.
Yeah. This sign next to this play horse says pony rides 5 minutes for 25 cents. I'm not sure who there is out here to collect. This is just by the side of the road.
The ocotillo, I'm not sure I'm saying that right, are blooming. They usually bloom after a rain. I don't know, it might have rained here a week and a half ago or so. So maybe that set on the blooms. But I've never seen them in bloom.